Hey guys, today I want to talk about something super important, which is body positivity and self-love, especially with summer coming up and we wear a little bit less clothes, we tend to judge our bodies a little bit more. So I thought this was the perfect time to share my personal story with body image and how I've learned to get better with it. You know, it's funny, I actually get a lot of messages that are, how are you so confident and how are you comfortable with yourself and all kinds of sorts of stuff like that, and I don't tend to respond to them, or at least I didn't used to, because I'd read them and be like, oh, wonder what gave that impression, because honestly, throughout my life, I've kind of felt like one of the least confident people. So I'm glad that you guys are perceiving me as this very confident individual, and I have gotten a lot better at it recently, but it is something that can always be worked on and improved and is so important. Honestly, for me, having issues with my appearance and my weight and whatever started before I can even remember, which is kind of a scary thought. I actually remember thinking when I was really young if anyone else thought the way that I did, and if anyone else even worried about their body or even cared what it looked like. I had really terrible asthma when I was a kid, and to keep it under control, I had to be on a medicine that had a steroid in it to strengthen my lungs. Unfortunately, the steroid also caused a lot of weight gain. So being a little bit chubby before puberty and then during puberty really was just an awful time to deal with when you already are like awkward and uncomfortable and not super confident and your body's going through all these changes. So for it also to have weight on it as well that typically wouldn't be there really made it hard for me to feel comfortable in my own skin. I remember I would sit in class at school and get very, very distracted looking at every other girl in that room and thinking, why can't I look like that? But it was so strange because there wasn't just this specific mold of a girl that I was looking at and thinking, that's what I want to look like. I want to look like those girls. It was honestly every single girl. I just thought they were all so beautiful and I could appreciate every characteristic of them and every unique quirk and whatever, big, small, tall, short. I just thought everyone was so beautiful, but for some reason couldn't find that in myself. And looking back, part of my admiration for every single other girl could potentially have something to do with the fact that I was gay and didn't know it, but that's irrelevant. We'll talk about that in another video. But I honestly would just look around and think like, oh, she has bigger boobs than me, or she has better hair, or she's taller, she's so cute and short, and just, I don't know, I had this envy for everyone else, no matter what it would be, and they could be opposite characteristics. It was just, I wanted to be anyone but me, which is so sad. I think dealing with this at such a young age and not really understanding it and not understanding how awful and wrong it was really kind of set me up for a bad relationship with my body and with food and eating and everything for a long time. Once I got a little older and my asthma got better, I was able to get off the medicine and I dropped a lot of weight, one, because I wasn't taking the steroid anymore, but then also since my asthma was better, I could participate in more sports, which I couldn't really do before without having asthma attacks. So lost a bit of weight and had the body that I told myself previously, if I looked like this, I would be happy. But I still wasn't happy. And that's where the real issue is, that we tell ourselves, if I looked like this or I weighed this, I would in turn be happy. It is absolutely okay to want to improve yourself in any way, but self-love shouldn't be contingent on having your ideal physical appearance. I think people talk about this a lot when it comes to plastic surgery, like, oh, you just want your nose fixed, but is that really the problem? Because you might get that fixed and then you find something else to nitpick. But it doesn't have to be relating to something so extreme as plastic surgery. It's just every day, whether it be a hair color or your makeup or whatever. Your physical appearance is not gonna be what makes you happy. It took me so long to learn this and realize this, but now that I have, it has completely changed my life, and it has honestly made me like my appearance as it is already so much more. So not only am I happier, but I don't care to change things that I before really wanted to. I spent so much time obsessing over researching foods and diets and exercises and all of this stuff. Like, it consumed my every single thought. I actually remember going to bed one night and thinking back and realizing how insane it was, the amount of times I thought about my appearance, my body, and what I didn't like about it. So for the past couple years, I've been working to mend my relationship with the way I see food and the way I treat my body and the things that I think about it. Our bodies do so much for us constantly. It is just not fair to abuse them with our words and our thoughts, especially on a daily basis. So I actually want to challenge you guys to change the way you're thinking. And a little tip of how I've learned to do so is anytime I have a negative thought about anything on my body relating to appearance, I quickly stomp that thought out and get it out of my mind and list off as many things I can think of for why I love that particular part of my body. So I challenge you guys to leave a comment below and think of the last thing you were critical about yourself, or if you have a thought right now, and I want you to list off all the things you love about that part of your body. So I will start, and I am going to do my thighs. My legs help me walk, they help me run, they help me lift and carry boxes while I'm moving, and I kind of want to die of exhaustion, but they get me there. And they also look damn good in these jeans. Okay, awkward dance break is over. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I also did a blog post on this topic as well. If you would like to check it out, please, please, please be kind to yourselves, because you are stuck with yourself, so you have to. That was terrible advice. I love you guys though, so love yourselves too. Mwah.